Following up our super exciting video about notation, here is a super exciting video that's all about vocabulary. The first two terms we're going to define are very closely related. If we have a polynomial, a root of the polynomial is a number that if we plug in our number for x and work out the arithmetic, we get 0. If we have a function, a 0 of that function is a number that if we plug in that number, we get 0. It might look like those two terms are really closely related, and in fact, those two terms are really closely related. If we have a polynomial function, well, its roots and its zeros are the same. The key difference is a polynomial we are not necessarily thinking of as a function. But even if we don't think of it as a function, a polynomial has roots. Whereas a function might or might not be a polynomial. No matter what kind of function we have, a function has zeros. Now, I just made a big deal about the distinction between those two terms. In general, if we're dealing with polynomial functions, especially if we're dealing with polynomial functions all day long, as we're going to be in this unit, we sometimes get lazy with these terms and use them interchangeably. I'm going to try to be consistent with my use of the term roots and zeros, but if I say one when I mean the other, don't worry about it. If I say 0, even though I haven't explicitly said that I'm thinking of this polynomial as a function, understand that those mean the same thing. And then one more term that we're already familiar with, that we're now going to get some notation for. We know what a factor is. We've spent a lot of time finding them. But now we have some notation. A factor of a polynomial is another polynomial. So this has to be a polynomial, for which there's a third polynomial. This also has to be a polynomial, that I get my original polynomial when I multiply these two together. So if a polynomial is written as a product of two other polynomials, those polynomials are called factors. That's just making something that we already knew a little bit more precise and putting it into notation. Okay, why did we just do that? Well, in the next video, we're going to get a kind of exciting theorem about roots and factors.